So let's look at our first example under that. Very good. So here we have the amplitude to be 1 and the period. You know that the period is in the form 2 pi over, since we are dealing with sine and cos, is 2 pi over b. So looking at this, compare this to this. What will be the b? You can see that the b will be just b. The b will be just the b will be just 2. Alright. So therefore we have 2 pi over 2. And that is going to give us pi. So the period is pi. But what about the interval? Let's go for the interval. Okay? Because without the interval, we cannot know. Now, don't forget that getting the interval for getting the period for this, you can't use the second method we used in our previous video. You can't use that. So for this one. So follow me carefully and do the same thing that I'm going to do. So this is how we find the period. And the interval, we have 0 less than or equal to less than or equal to 2 pi. Alright? Very good. So what's supposed to be here? That is going to be the inside of this, which is 2x minus pi. I hope you can see that. So we are going to manipulate in such a way that we get only s inside here. So let's first move pi. When you move to the right hand side, move it also to the left hand side. This is an inequality. What you do for this side, you do the same thing for the other side, right? So let's look at the right end point, and to the right end point, the left end point. So you move that here and you get 0 plus pi less than or equal to 2x less than or equal to 2 pi. Then you move the pi there again, you get plus pi here. So this gives pi less than or equal to 2x less than or equal to 3 pi. Now we have to make sure that we get s here, okay? So what can we do? We can multiply 2 by half. Because when you multiply this by half, the 2 will go. So by multiplying 2 by half, we get this. Sorry. Half. Then half. Okay. So this is pi over 2 less than or equal to this, cancel this. This is s. Then here we get 3 over 2 pi. Alright. So that's how we get the interval. Now you can see that you see the left end point and the right end point. Even though our period is pi, but it does not. This is the confusion of most students. Please, what we did in the previous video is not the same as what we are doing here. With the previous video, even when you use this idea, you are going to what is going to be here is going to be the period. But when it is transformed, when it is in this form, or when it is in this form and this form, getting the period, the right end point doesn't mean that it's going to be the same as what we have on the period. It's not like that. Very good. So that is how we find the end point, and you end by saying that the interval is going to be bounded within pi over 2 and 3 over 2 pi. That is how we find the interval, and that is how we find the period. Very good. What the next thing to go again? That is to go for our table and do our graph. So we need to go for, that is to count. Let's go and count. Alright? So when you go to the count portion, now we are using the interval to do this. Forget about the period. We are using the interval to do this. We have the left end for that. It's starting from here and it's ending from here. And it's ending up to that. Very good. So what we do is that we have pi over 2. Don't forget, here it's not 0, so you cannot get rid of this. You cannot get rid of that. We have pi over 2. So we have to add 3 over 2 by pi over 2 and divide and divide it by 4. Now, watch something. You are going to see that this we have here is going to be the same as the period. Now watch. Or you can also say that you add this and this, then you multiply the result by 1/4. It's still the same thing. Alright. So you can see that we have 1/4 here multiplying, add this to this. Pi plus 3 pi, you get 4 pi. 4 pi over 4. So you can see that, in fact, I don't know if you are seeing what I'm saying. This you are going to get, you know that they are sharing the same what denominator. So this is going to be 4 pi over 4. All this over 4. Alright? This will cancel that and you get pi. So you can see that the period is pi. But this period, which is pi, is not going to show here. If here is 0, you will see pi here. I hope you are getting me. Like what we did in our previous video. If here is 0, you get pi here. But if you don't get here to be 0, it doesn't mean that here should be the same as the period. It's not like that. But when we add this and this, we are going to get the period. So, to count by, and just multiplying 4 by the period, which is what? The pi. And we are going to get pi on 4. So the interval is just pi on 4, which is the same as 45 degrees. So we start the counting. I love this. Okay, let's move on so I can finish this part. So let's start the count. And we are sketching it one period. So the count, we have x here. We have y is equal to sine 2x minus pi. Okay, very good. Alright. So let's move on. Quickly, let's move on. So now you can see that we start with 0. Always start with 0. Then you add. So we have pi on 4. 0 plus pi on 4 will give you pi on 4. Now pi on 4 plus pi on 4. So this pi on 4, you add it to pi on 4 again. Alright? And that is going to give you, I think, pi on 2. Because you have pi on 4 plus pi on 4. That's going to give you 2 pi on 4. And that is pi on 2. So we get pi on 2. Now, we are not adding to watch. We are not adding till we get to pi, which is a period. No, not that. We are not adding till we get to pi, which is a period. But we are adding till we get to 3 pi over 2. 3 over 2 pi. That's what we are doing. So now, pi on 2, add it to pi on 4. And that is going to give you 3 pi on 4. 3 pi on 4. That is when you add pi on 2 to pi on 4. You're going to get 3 pi over 4. And when you add 3 pi over 4 to pi over 4, you are going to end up by getting pi. If you add 3 pi on 4 to pi on 4, you are going to get pi. We get pi. Nice. Then we add, you see, we are still not at 3 pi over 2. Please, the fact that you reach pi here doesn't mean you should end because that is the period. No, this is the translated form that we are doing. This is not the original or the one at origin. Not that. Very good. So here we are adding till we get to 3 pi over 2. So from pi, now pi plus pi on 4. And that is going to give you 5 pi on 4 of space. You still need space. Okay. Sorry for that. And this is going to be 5 pi on 4. Alright. Now, after 5 pi on 4, add pi on 4 to 5 pi on 4. And that is going to give you, I think, 3 pi here. Not I think, it's 3 pi over 2. You can test when you calculate that. 3 pi over 2. 3 pi over 2. Now, wow, you can see that we are there. After adding pi over 4 to this, we are having 3 pi over 2. So that is where we are going to end, but not that we are ending at pi. No, not that. Very good. So now let's start. Do the substitution. Punch it what you can see. Punch it the same way as you see. So sign. So wherever you see x, put 0 there. That is all. Okay, so start doing the substitution. Compute and give me the results. So you are going to get at pi. Sorry. At 0, what are you going to get? Now, if only you have computed it, you realize that at 0, you get a negative value. At pi on 4, you get a negative value. And I'm saying that we are getting rid of the negative side. So I don't want to use that side. So let's take it from this. Okay? You can add, you can include that on the table, alright. You can include this one on the table. But I don't want to use it. Okay? So this gives negative value, this gives negative value. Alright? Now at pi on 2, let's move on. So you see it will start from pi on 2. At pi on 2 you get 0. Then at 3 pi on 4 you get 1. At pi you get 0. Nice. At 5 pi on 4 you get negative 1. And at 3 pi on 4 you get 0. Very good. So that's what we are going to get. Then we go for the table. And we are sketching it only one period. So, oh, I think I have to leave this one for you. Okay, let's do it together in our subsequent one. I'll leave it for you to do. Here is 0. Then here will be. So we have 0 here. We have pi on 4. And we have pi on 2. Then we have 3 pi over 4. Then we have pi. Then we have 5 pi over 4. Then we have 3 pi over 2. Very good. So now you can see that after this is negative. So it will be shifted. It will be shifted to the right. It will be shifted to the right. And it will shifted when it shifts to the right. That means that it's going to, you're going to get it to be here. That is why at pi on 2 you have 0. That is why at pi on 2 you have 0. But the maximum is 1 and the minimum is 1. That, how do you can that? That's why, so this one is shifted from the origin. This is shifted from the origin. That's why I said that with this, you just ignore it. Just ignore it. Alright. Because we are focusing only on the positive side. So at pi on 2 you get 0. At 3 pi on 4 you get 1. At 3 pi on 4 you get 1. At pi you get 0. At pi you get 0. So this is shifted to the right. At first it will be at the origin, but now it's shifted to the right. At pi on 2. At pi on 2. And that is where the interval starts from. Alright? So you don't need to include this side. whether it's giving you negative value or not. You can include the value, whatever value you get on the table, but for the graph, leave it. And at 5 pi on 4, we get negative 1. At 3 pi on 2, we get 0. Nice. So you can see that the graph will be like this. Hope you can see that. Very good. And don't forget, it's a sine graph. So it goes like this. So this will be for 1 period. So please, any value or whatever you get here, don't include on the table. We are just sticking to this part, and that is all. So we have the x axis and we have the y axis. Alright, so that is the period from pi on 2 to 3 pi on 2. 3 pi on 2. And when you add this, it gives you the period of pi. It gives you the period, and that is pi. I hope it's clear now. Very good. Thank you for your understanding. And let's look at our second question. I would like you to do that for yourself. So the moment you see the question, pause the video and start solving. It's the same thing, okay? It's similar to this, and I'm sure you can do it. Very good. Alright, so you can pause the video and start solving. So later you come back and check your results, whether we are on the same scale. Very good. So firstly, we go for the amplitude. And the amplitude is the average of A, and the average of A, this is 4. Alright. Now there are some things that you can get negative A. That's why we are saying that always take the average. It's not always that it's going to be the coefficient. No. Sometimes you get it to be negative. So if it's negative, it will be 4. And if it is 4, it will be 4. Very good. Then you go for the period. Before you go for the interval and the count. So the period is just 2 pi over b. Alright, 2 pi over b. And you can see that what is the b here? Compare the inside to this. The b is 1. So 2 pi over 1, and that is 2 pi. Nice one. So that means that the period is just pi. And just 2 pi. Then you go for the count. And for the count, we multiply 1/4 by 2 pi. 1/4 by 2 pi, which is the period. And this is going to give you pi over 2. So the count is going to be pi over 2. Then the next is to go for the interval. The interval, where you write this. Please, it's not because the period is 2 pi, that's why I'm writing 2 pi here. This is fixed, it's always that. And you write the whole of the inside here, which is s plus pi over 4. Now you can see that this is plus, so this is going to shift to the left, horizontally to the left. So the first one is shifting to the right, and this one is shifting to the left. And you can see it clearly yourself, that it's going to shift to the left. So you move, you leave the s here, you move this one to the side. So we get 0 plus, no, it's plus here, so it will be minus pi over 4. 2 pi over minus pi over 4. Alright, so that's what we're going to get. And this is going to be negative pi over 4. Alright, x. And here, this one too is going to give you 9. So when you subtract pi over 4 from 2 pi, that is going to give you 7 pi over 4. 7 pi over 4, yeah. 7 pi over 4. So this is going to be 7 pi over 4. And finally, we get our interval. Therefore, the interval is negative pi over 4. Since we have only x here, that's why we are concluding that it's going to be negative pi over 4, 7 pi over 4. Now you can realize that the interval, the left endpoint and the right endpoint, you can see the right endpoint is not the same as the period we are having here. But when you add this and this, you are going to get exactly the period. Let's do that and see. Negative pi over 4 plus 7 pi over 4. Now when you add, this one is going to give you. Alright, so okay, so this one, oh, when you are adding, that means that ignore the negative there because we are talking of interval here, okay? And for interval, we don't include negative, so we ignore the negative. Ignore the negative. So this is going to give you 8 pi over 4, and that's going to be 2 pi. And that is exactly the period. So for interval, if you are adding to get the period, please ignore the negative. Alright. So we have two ways. You can use this to get the period or this to get the period. Depend on you. Very good. So that's another way to get the period. But here, if it's negative, make it positive. Add to get the period. Very good. And what's the next thing? Please go for it. So for that one, I will leave. Okay, let me guide you to do that. Because what we previously did is the left is the right shift, but I need the left shift. But okay, let's go on. So let me print this part. So this means that on the table, now don't forget we are counting by pi over 2. Now, I'm going to show you something new to you that I ignored for the first part. Okay. Here, it's not at origin. It's not starting, you look at the interval. It's not starting from 0. So no need for you to include 0 on the table. Okay. Don't include 0 on the table to say that, like what we did at first, but I made you ignore the values you are going to get after the computation of that 0 and pi on 2. I hope you haven't forgotten it. Was it pi on 2? Yeah, I think pi on 2. So that is that. Here, we are going straight to the point, not like what you previously did. We are going straight to the point. We are not going to start from 0 saying that, oh, let me start from 0. Oh, I'm starting from 0. So I add the count that is pi on 2 to it. No, we are not doing that. See? It's starting at negative pi on 4, then right, negative pi on 4. That is where we are starting from. I hope you are getting it. Very good. So you start at the lower or the left end point. That is negative pi on 4. Then you start adding the count. So let's start adding. Now, negative pi on 4, starting with this. To add to this, add to that, add to the result till you get to 7 pi on 4. So negative pi on 4 plus pi on 4, you get that's going to give you pi on 4. So here is going to be pi on 4, here is negative pi on 4, here is pi on 4. Now pi on 4 plus pi on 2, and that's going to give you 3 pi on 4. 3 pi on 4. Now the 3 pi on 4 plus pi on 2, and that's going to give you 5 pi on 4. Now the 5 pi on 4 plus pi on 2, and that's going to give you 7 pi on 4. Wow! Wow! How is that? It's not difficult. It's not challenging. It's not difficult. So go straight to the point. It's not like the previous one that you included those values and later ignore it. Now, start from here, end here. Simple. Add your count. Go your way. Now compute. Wherever you see X, put the values there and let's go. So for the first part, you get 4. The second part, you get 0. The third part, you get -4. The fourth part, you get 0. Then lastly, you get 4. So you can see that the maximum value here will be the amplitude, and that is 4. Let us now go for the count. Now here, you can't ignore this because it's part of the interval. So don't say that it's negative, you let me ignore. No, it's part of the interval, so you have to include it. It's part of the interval. So you have your listing there. Now you include your 0, -5/4. Then 0, then here will start from 5/4. I hope you can see that. Because it's 45 units, 45 digits. Then here will be, sorry. You can see that from here to here will be 45. And from here to here is 45. So 45 plus 45, that is going to be, that's going to be 90. That's going to be 90. Yeah. 45, that's going to be 90. So you can see that from here to here is going to be 90. Alright. But the interval is 45. So from here, then we move to 3 pi over 4. Then from 3 pi over 4, we move to 5 pi over 4. Then from 5 pi over 4, we move to the last, that is the end point. Is that okay? So now you can see that from the table at -pi over 4, we have, now you can choose not to make it 1, 2, 3, 3, go to 4. You know that the maximum is 4, so just end there, and you have -4. Alright, so at -pi over 4, we have 4. At 0, nothing is there. Now at pi over 4, that is 0. And at 3 pi over 4, that is -4. Alright. Then here we have 0, here we have 4. Alright, so you know that we are sketching cosine. So it goes like this. Nice one. Very good. So that is for one period. But you know that for 2 periods, you know the interval is 90 degrees, which is pi on 2. So you can add pi on 2 to this, pi on 2 to this, pi on 2 to that. So when you sketch, you get another period to be in this form. Alright? So this makes it 1 period, which is 2 periods. Very good. I have taught you that already. Right, so I would like you to go and try on this one. Okay, I would like you to go and try on -3 cos 2x plus 4 pi. Right? I would like you to go and try on this. And you are sketching it in 2 periods. 2 periods. Very good. Now let me tell you something. There are some questions that to be able to identify what is attached with the x is very difficult. Alright? There are sometimes you can get it in a certain form. Alright? For instance, you can get it 2x plus 4 pi. Let's say all this over 3. And you see this to be the argument. Okay, but note that here you can divide this 2x by 3 and here you can divide this 4 pi by 3. If so with this, you can see that the coefficient of s will be 2 over 3. In case you can't see it like that, you can use the idea of the interval, that when you add the interval, it's going to be the period. You can use that one. So you just write the whole of this in this 2s over 3 plus 4 pi over 3. Alright? Less than 2 pi. Then you use this idea to go and do it. Any interval that you're going to get, then you add. For instance, you have pi on 2 and 3 pi on 2. This is just an example that I'm stating. Alright. When you get that one, then when you add it, that's going to be the period. But please don't forget, when you're adding, if here is negative, get rid of that. You will put it on the interval, alright, but when you are adding, don't bring this negative there to affect it. It's a period, it's interval we are looking for. So we just ignore it and add, and that's going to be the period. So that's another way to get the period. Very good. Thank you. And go and try on that. See you in the next video. In the next video, we are going to look at the case where we have the vertical shift. Alright, so let's move on. Let's grab the ones in this form. Alright. Now here, the D here, the D represents a vertical translation, or it causes a vertical shift in the graph. Alright, it's going to cause a vertical shift in the graph. Very good. So, and also, if D is greater than 0 and if D is less than 0, if D is greater than 0, we are going to get an upward shift. Alright, we are going to get an right. We're going to get an upward. You have to take note, okay? Whether I write on board or not, you have to write it. So if D is greater than 0, we are going to get a vertical, upward shift. Alright? And if D is less than 0, we are going to get a downward shift. So, you know what this shifting means? For instance, you know this one will be the one at origin. Let's say cross. If you have a cross like this is at origin. Alright? Or if it's like this is at origin. Alright? But I want to explain this shifting to you. Right? This is shifting. Alright, now if we get something like this, it means that this one is shifted to the right. Okay? But if we get it in this form, this means that it's shifted to the left. Now, the vertical shift and for sign. Okay, let's do that for sign. When you have a sign in this form, this is at origin, alright? So the shift, when you get it like this, that means it's shifted to the right because this is where the origin is. And if you get it like this, that means it's shifted to the right. How you can see what I'm doing on the board? Very good. I want you to get the idea of the shift. Now the vertical shift that we are going to talk about here is that what if, let's say the graph is like this, but our graph will be something like this. So this is shifted upward, alright? So this means that it's shifted upward. Sometimes you can even get it here like this. So you can see that this is shifted downward, alright? So that's what you're going to look at it. Let's look at our first example. In our first example, we are going to look at what is happening to the graph. Alright, so let's look at y is equal to negative 3 cos half x plus 4. Negative 3 cos half s plus 4. So what is the amplitude, family? What is the amplitude? So just by looking at it, you can see that the amplitude will be the algorithm of A, and that is -3, and that is 3. Alright? That's going to be the amplitude. Then we go for the period. The period is always that is 2 pi over b. So 2 pi. And here what is the b? Comparing this to this, you can see that the b is the coefficient of SA, and that is half. And with this, your period is going to be pi. What's the next thing? The next thing is to go for the count. Once you get the period, go for the count. And the count, sorry, this is going to give you 4 pi. 4 pi. So you go for the count. And the count is 1/4 of the period. 1/4 of the period, and that is pi. So we are going to count. So the interval is pi. So we just add pi to it, to the left end point, and we go away. But for now, we don't know the left end point and we don't know the right end point to even get the interval. So let's go for that. All right. But let's first identify our D here. What is our capital D? And that is 4. Please. Now this is plus 4. This means that there's going to be a vertical shift, all right? And it's not going to be downward. If it is downward, it will be negative. But it's going to be upward 4 times, all right? It's going to be upward 4 times. And take note also that, okay, there is no, so you can see that there is no horizontal shift here. There is no horizontal shift in this question, all right? But there is a vertical shift. Very good. So this one is having a phase shift of 0. It means that there is no shifting here. You can see there is no shifting like the one in this one. We are saying plus or minus. There is no shifting like that. So this one is just like half s plus 0. All right, very good. So the C here is 0. That means there is no shifting horizontally. So let's leave that somewhere. And let's go for the end points. Oh, before the table, let's go for the interval. Okay, the vertical shape, this D will not affect the interval, it's still the inside. Just write that and go here. We multiply 2 by 2, we get 2 times 0 less than or equal to s less than or equal to. Alright, so multiply 2 by 2, and we get 0 less than or equal to this cancel this. So s 4 pi. So you can see that the interval is 0, 4 pi. Now watch, you can see if it's starting at 0, that means that there is no shifting. How we can see there is no phase shift? Because if there is a phase shift, let's say minus pi, minus 1 or minus pi. If you get something like minus pi there, that means that there is a shift. Okay, there is a shift, but here there is no shift. That is why you can see that it's starting at 0. So if there is a shift, it will never start at 0. Thank you. And with this, when you add this, you can get the period. And the period is what? 4 pi. And you can see that it's also ending at 4 pi. So if you are in 0, here is always the period. Thank you. So we start at 0 to add the interval, which is pi. So the next is pi, the next will be 2 pi, the next will be 3 pi, the next will be 4 pi, then we end there, right? And when you compute, wherever you see S, put the values there. You are going to get 1, 4, 7. Now please, yes, include the 4. When you are computing on your calculator, include the plus 4. It's also part of it. Alright, so you get point everything. In fact, let me write it. Include the negative also. Negative 3 cos half S plus 4. Include everything and do the substitution. And you are going to get 4 and here is going to be 1. Then you go for the graph. Alright, then you go for the graph. Now the values you can see there is no negative on the output. Right. So let's use the interval of 3, 3. 3, 6. To be too small. You can choose it. Okay, let's choose 2, 4, 6, 8. Very good. 2, 4, 6, 8 is nice to go by. So at 0 we have 1. So 1 will be here. At pi we have 4. At 2 pi we have 7. And 7 will be here. At 3 pi we have 2. At 4 pi we have 1. Wow. Wow. You know that you are sketching that of course. So you can see how it is. Very nice. For one period, don't continue it. Just end it. So that is for one period. Now let me show you the phase shift here. Let me show you the appreciation of the phase shift here. Now you can see that it's shifted upward plus of 4. So this shifted upward. So you can see that. Very good. So that is upward of 4. So you can see 1, 2, then 3, and the 4. So that is where it is. Because if here is 1, and here will be 3, here will be 5, here will be 7. Okay? So you can see that it is 1, 2, 3, 4. That is upward of how many times? 4 times. Starting from here. So you will not count this. You will not include these two to be an upward. No. So it will be 1, 2, 3, 4. That is upward of 4 times. That is that. Very nice. A very nice one. In fact, go and also do this yourself to appreciate all that you are doing. See? Just take your time. Watch the video about 3 or 4 times. In fact, if you watch it even million times before you understand, it's good. So that you don't deviate in your exams. Very good. So go and try on this. 1. Y is equal to 2 plus 3 cos 2x. Okay. 2y is equal to 5 plus 8 cos cos this plus 1. So here will be cos pi s minus 1 plus 2. No, let's make it minus 2. Minus 2. Alright. And the last one, take it and go and do it. That is, or I should discuss with this with you. Alright. Go and do that. 3. But I'll tell you something before I end the video. Y is equal to negative 1 plus 2 sine 4s plus pi. Okay. Now the phase shift, it's not always that you're going to see plus or minus at the end. If you see here, it's still the phase shift. So this one, the d is negative 1. You see here, the d is negative 1. The d is 1, the d is negative 2 here. Very good. And the amplitude, you can also see it here. The amplitude, you can also see it here. There's one more thing that I would like to introduce to you. Let me tell you about that. Okay, let's look at that. Let's look at that. Very good. Now, for this question, if you want to get the period, let me write only that inside. Let me write only that inside because that's where the focus is. If you want to write the period for this, you know the period is 2 pi over b. But what is b here? Will you say the b is 1 because of the coefficient? Will you say that? That would be wrong. That would be wrong. The b is not 1. But rather expand this. Okay, so you get pi s. So this is just the same as cos pi s minus pi. Okay, so the b will just be that. And even if you can't see it, as I said in the previous video, even if you can't see it, go by the idea of using the interval 0 less than or equal to 2 pi. I would like using this to get my interval and my period. Because here I'll just write pi s minus 1 and I'll make sure that I will get s inside of it. Very good. Then I make sure that I get s inside of it. So this we get pi s minus pi less than or equal to 2 pi. So send it here you get pi. Send here you get pi s. Okay? Then this you get 2 pi plus pi. So we get pi less than or equal to pi s less than or equal to 3 pi. But we need to get only s here, so we multiply here by pi less than or equal. So multiply here by pi, we multiply the other side too by pi. So you can see that. So this cancels this. So we get 1 less than or equal to this cancel this. So we get s less than or equal to this cancel this. Then we get 3. So you can see the interval is just 1, 3. And for you to get the period is just this plus this, which is 4. Nice. So you can use this idea to get the period and also the interval. Very good. So then you go and sketch that. Then you go and sketch that. Let me see. That is all that I have for you. Should be able to solve these questions there. Alright. So see you in the next video. Oh, the phase shift here. The phase shift here is 2, the phase shift here is 5. Okay, thank you. See you in the next video. Alright, the next video, what are we going for? Let me introduce to you. Wow. In the next video, we are going to look at modeling real life situation using curve fitting. Thank you. Please don't forget to subscribe to our video tutorials and trust me, you are going to love it. Alright, so we are going to look at how to sketch a second functions. How to sketch second function. So you know we have sketched the one which is in the form of sec x, alright, but that one is similar to this. Don't worry about, let me write it for. Don't worry about the A here is just the amplitude and the B here is just the coefficient of the x. That's going to help you to get the period. Very good. So let's try our first example. So we are to sketch Q sec half s. The first thing to do is to go for the amplitude. So the amplitude is just this, and that is 2. Then you go for the period. And the period is just 2 pi over here. You have to know that it's not always 2 pi over b, but check. Know that cos the period is 2 pi. Therefore, the reciprocal, which is sec, is also going to be 2 pi. So here is 2 pi over b, and that is going to be 2 pi over half, and that is going to give you 4 pi. Very good. Then you go for it like the same way. How we do it? Go for the interval, and with this the interval, or even after this you can go for the count. You can go for the count, and that is 1/4 times 4 pi, and that's going to be pi. Then we go for the interval, and that is going to be 0. Multiply 2 by 2, you get 0 x. When you multiply 2 by 2, here is going to be 4 pi. Right, so that's the interval. Then you go for the graph. So let's see that for the graph. Alright, so let's look at that for the graph. Or let's first go for the table. Very tight. So for the table, there are some things that you have to take note of. We will need that for sign. Sorry, we will need that for cos. So here we have 2, here will be 2 cos. Then here will be 2 sec. Oh, you can see that. Very good. So you start with 0, you end with 4 pi. By adding pi, so you get pi, 2 pi, 3 pi, 4 pi. Alright, very good. So let's look. So here, take your calculator, and let's do. Take your calculator. So that for 0, you are going to get 2. And 1 over 2, that will be for the sec. Alright. So 1 over this is going to give you half. So you are going to get half. You can also leave it in decimals. In fact, this is just going to be your guide, so you can just focus on this one and leave that part. And for pi, you are going to get 0. For 2 pi, you get -2. You can see that the amplitude is 2, so the maximum value is 2. And for 3 pi, you get 0. And for that 4 pi, you're going to get 2. Very good. So here, 1 over that, 1 over that. Now you can see that if you take 1 over this will be 2, okay? We are taking that for this. So 1 over 0. Now, 1 over 0, you can see that there will be asymptotes there. So this will be undefined. So this will be undefined. Hope you can see what I'm doing. But sec is not on the calculator, so you do this to get this. Now 1 over this, you get negative half. 1 over this here will be undefined. Then 1 over this, you get half. Hope you can see what you are getting there. Very nice. So let's see what the graph is going to be. So that is how we sketch for sec. So we have 1, 2. Our graph will be too small. Let's leave it here. Because the main order we have is 2. Very good. So let's focus to sketch for cos. That is the guide. So here we have pi, 2 pi, 3 pi, 4 pi. Here for the negative side, we have negative pi, negative 2 pi, negative 3 pi, negative 4 pi. Alright, and for cos, no problem, but for sec, it's asymptotic at pi. And at 3 pi also. In the same way, it will be for the negative side. Very nice. So, but let's focus to sketch for cos. So at 0 we have 2. At pi we have 0. At 2 pi we have negative 2. At 3 pi we have 0. At 4 pi we have 2. So this one is going to be nicely sketched like this. Hope you are watching. Watch. So this one is going to be nicely sketched like this. Nice. Nice. So that's for one period. Then you can choose to include the negative side, okay? For you to appreciate how nicely it will go. So it will pass through this. Here, I'm lost. Okay, so it will go like this. Then, okay, that's it. Then after here, it goes that way. That's how you're going to get it. So that is for the cos. But take note that we are not looking for cos. So we now go for the sec. That is taking the inverse of this. So the reciprocal of this will be like this. I hope you can see that. In the same way as when we are sketching the other ones. The one at origin. So, and this one too will be like this. Right? Very good. And you see, this one is like this, concave up. The reciprocal will be like this. Okay. Oh, don't forget that here the asymptote is here, so it can never go like this. Please watch here. Asymptote is here, so it can never go like this, but it can rather go like this. That one it can go like this. Then the asymptote is here, but it cannot pass through this one to go like this. It can't pass through this one to go on the left hand side, but on the right hand side you can go. Very good. So you show the arrows. Very good. So that is that for sec. That is how we sketch it. Please don't forget the table. Most students find it difficult because they try to use this one and ignore this. Without this, you can't sketch this. You need this to be your guide. Alright? So just compute that and take the inverse of it. This will be 0.5, negative 0.5. But forget those things, it's not important. Just take the inverse of it. Now, we are very interested in the course one, so you do that. Alright, so that is just going to be that. You can go and try all your hands on you can go and try on that for cosec, alright? You can go and try for that for cosec. Cosec. You know that the reciprocal for cosec is sine. So go and try on this. It's similar to this. Now with these two ones, so you can get a phase shift and all that. Okay, so go and try on this, go for that amplitude and that will go your way. Very good. But you know what is going to be your guide? This is going to be your guide. Your guide is going to be 3 over 2 sine x minus pi over 2. This is just going to be your guide. So you put this on the table and know how to go about it. Thank you. So let me see if there is any other. Very good. Thank you and see you in the next video. So that is how we do for coseconds and seconds. See you in the next video. In the next video, we are going to talk about what is that? Okay, for the curve fitting, I'll fix that in when we are talking about because it's all about modeling a real life situation into trigonometric functions, and we can do that under very good. We can do that under modeling with trigonometric functions. All right, modeling with trigonometric functions. So we will be looking at that in our next video. Until then, see you. But don't forget to subscribe because we have a lot for you. In fact, when you check on our playlist, you can see that we have a lot of the courses titled there for you. And as a mathematics STEM student, you need this thing badly. Thank you. See you there. For any support, you can check on our YouTube channel. We have about. When you check the about, when you click on that, you see my email account and my contact. You can email me for us to talk. Thank you all.